Grant, something that's beloved of most salespeople, and we all have in our past, and perhaps cling to a little bit too tightly, is the sales funnel. We love the sales funnel. It's simple. It makes sense to us. But in your book, you basically trash the sales funnel and say, no, forget it. It doesn't apply anymore. Tell me a bit about that.
Yeah. So the sales funnel was formulated around 1898. So I always say to people, just from a pure logical point of view, in 2017, is that really still relevant today? You know, imagine if we still ran sort of HR the way we did in 1898, or other business disciplines. I mean, just from a logical point of view, you think, well, the world's changed so much. Surely the sales funnel should have had to evolve. But the other thing about the sales funnel is simply this. At the top of that funnel, it fundamentally relies on volume. So it fundamentally I mean, in America, they used to call it spray and pray. So it relies on hitting lots of people with the direct mail. Salespeople would hit lots of people on the phone, knowing that most of the people you hit, you choose the market by segmentation. Oh, this type of market would be interested, knowing full well that most people wouldn't be. All right. And then what would happen is, that's why it goes narrow quite quickly, because you start with these 20,000 prospects, but very quickly that's shortened down to the 7 people that actually responded to your direct mail or whatever else. And that's kind of how it worked. The challenge is the volume approach doesn't really work today, because do you want to take cold calls from salespeople? Will you welcome them to your office if they turn up at your door? The thing about digital is we're so empowered as customers that it's done 2 things to us. We're so empowered that when we're ready to buy, we kind of say to the salesperson, look, when we're ready, we'll come to you, thanks very much. You know, don't come to me. So that's the first issue. The second issue is because we can do that, we kind of deem salespeople that are calling us or whatever as a little bit desperate. So they almost devalue their product or service offering by using that channel. Be a bit like trying to advertise Rolex watches through sort of cheap direct mail leaflets. You kind of think it can't be that good because they wouldn't have done it on this. So it kind of devalues the offering before you start. And the final thing is in a digital world, we're so bombarded with information that we're personalising our experiences. We personalise ringtones, so we don't have to answer the phone to certain people, but we do to others. We personalise emails and have certain going into spam folders. We personalise downloads of newspapers or magazines, so we only have to look at the sections we like, etc., etc. In a world where we're creating this kind of digital ecosystem that's so relevant to us, when someone sort of cuts through that with an irrelevant communication via the telephone or a text or whatever else, I think we get really irritated today. So we don't respond to it at all, and we don't respond to it favourably. So that whole premise of that funnel, which is this volume top, from a sales lead generation point of view, just doesn't work. And you know, most salespeople, one of their fundamental issues they're saying to me is, I need more leads.
So Grant, you've explained very well why you think the sales funnel kind of holistically doesn't apply anymore. But are there any specifics that really kind of get in the way of digital selling?
Yeah, absolutely, because in digital, 3 things are fundamental in the sales process. One is establishing credibility, one is engaging people, and you engage people through giving value. And none of those things can be measured by the traditional sales funnel. It doesn't measure your credibility, it doesn't measure the engagement level you have, and it doesn't measure giving value, because it's a very sort of linear journey that goes down where I get your attention, I get you interested, and then I nail you, and everybody else drops out. So, it doesn't apply to digital at all.